Hi YouTube, what's up? That's again with my video. Is February 3rd of 2019. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon, and currently I'm over here in Kirksville, Ohio, which is off of Interstate 70, give or take about 15 miles east of Columbus, Ohio. So I got to pick up on Tuesday, and today's Sunday. So anyway, kind of wanted to catch you guys up. I made one video, but it was more of a rant raving video, but I got issues resolved with work. And long story short, guys, I was sitting for more than a day, and they were waiting on, I was waiting on a load. And anyway, so I had an issue, but I got it resolved. So everything is good now, at least for now. So anything can happen. But anyway, besides that, actually, I got some really good news to tell you guys. I just had a really nice long haul. First time that I've had one since I've been back to work, matter of fact. Actually, one of my longest hauls I've had since I've been back to work back in late November of last year, in 2018. I picked up over in Caldwell, Idaho, which is just outside of Boise, Idaho, so you guys know. And I took that over to it was some sort of Amish country name. Man, I still have it here on my phone. Oh, Berlin, Ohio. Berlin, Ohio. That's where I just. It's basically Millsburg, Ohio, is where I delivered it to. According to my phone. So anyway, I called up the receiver that was expecting this load, and I had said, hey, I'm roughly over here in Nebraska. This is roughly where I'm at. What do you guys want me to do? Okay. And they said, well, when is your appointment time? So I told them, it's not set till Monday, but I can get there sooner if you want. If you guys want me to. And they said, well, just give us a call Friday afternoon when you think that you'll be. And I'm like, great. No big deal. So I kind of gave, kept them in check as to what I was doing. And so anyway, I was over in Morris, Illinois, off of Interstate 80, just outside of Chicago, Illinois. And I called him up and I said, hey, I'm ready to take a 12-hour break over here. But, what do you guys want to do here? And I said, well, can you be here tomorrow? And I'm like, sure. This is going into Saturday here. And they said, well, just give us a call when you get a little closer, and we'll see what we can do. I'm like, great, okay. So I was over in Upper Sandusky, Ohio, at Love's Truck Stop up there, and I was fueling, and basically I called them up and had said, hey, I'm about give or take 100 miles away from you guys. Are you guys interested in wanting me to deliver for you guys today? And he said, you're only 100 miles away? And I said, yeah, I'm looking at most maybe a 2-hour drive. And said, okay, sure, why not? No big deal. So anyway, took back, unfortunately, the shortest route was to take back roads of Ohio, which, no offense to any of my subscribers or to anybody that's listening to this video whenever I post it, but back roads of Ohio, I'm sorry guys, they suck. I mean, fly out. It's narrow 2-lane road, and we're talking like that close from another truck. If you guys are going by one another, and I got a 10-speed stick shift here on my truck. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this truck that I've got, but anyway, at most I was only able to push 9th gear. We're talking maybe 52, 53 miles an hour, and it's a 55-mile-an-hour zone on most of them back roads, but it's tight and just zigzagging, weaving through and going up and down hills. And we're talking loaded with almost 44,000 pounds worth of feed here, in the box. So anyway, and I went right past the town, and the guy called me up and had said, hey, where you at? And I'm like, sir, no offense, but kind of bad timing. And I said, I'll give you a call back. And he said, okay, no big deal. So I found a place to turn around. Don't ask me how, but I had to turn around in a strip mall, and everybody's kind of staring at me and going, okay, what the heck is this truck doing here? Whatever. So anyway, got myself whipped right back around and came back through town, only about a couple miles outside of town, right there on the east side of Berlin, which is no big deal, honestly. It's classified as Millsburg, Ohio, but still. Anyway, so I kind of done my homework the night before, so I kind of knew a back way in order for me to get into their facility. And just as soon as I was making that left turn, come down their street, and I said, "Hey, where you at now?" I said, "I think I'm pulling out on the side street, but I'm not sure." And he had said, "Well, where are you seeing?" You know, I'm seeing this restaurant. And I said, "Pull in there." I'm like, "Is it made for a 53-foot trailer?" And I said, "Yes. Trucks come in here all the time. People have seen trucks come in here with no problem. You can make the turn." I'm like, "Okay." So they had said, "Our building is on the back side of it, and you'll see me come out." I'm like, "Okay, great." So I pulled in, and the guy had said, "You got one dock. Just go ahead, break your seal, back around in. We'll get you unloaded." I'm like, "Great." And I set up my approach just perfect. Don't ask me how, but anyway. So I approached, kind of done like of how I normally do, and I just backed that sucker right back on in. And it only took me one pull-up to do it. And what we mean by pull-up is you have to pull forward in order to string up your trailer so you're lined up with the dock. That's what we call by a pull-up. Is that you basically pull straight ahead in order to line yourself up with the dock. Okay. So anyway, done it once, and I already had my doors wide open once I came into their lot and gave them the paperwork, and they started unloading me, and it was one guy, so it was no big deal. And the guy was very, very friendly, very outspoken. He definitely appreciated my customer service on the way that I conducted myself, and his wife was there, so she had said, "Hey, you want a cup of coffee, or you need to use the bathroom, whatever?" I said, "Yeah, I really need to use the bathroom." And they had said, "Okay, this is where it's at, so no big deal. Use the restroom real quick." And the guy had said, "You're the first driver that's really spoken to us, and I got something else to tell you there, Andrew." I'm like, "What's that, sir?" And I had said, "You're the very first driver that's actually came here in under a week." I'm like, "Excuse me?" And he had said, "Yeah, most drivers, it takes them, for whatever reason, about a week picking up from the same place in Idaho." I'm like, "What?" I was speechless. So anyway, the guy had said, "What did you do? How did you get here so quick?" And I had said, "Well, excuse me, sir, I'm not sure of how religious you are, but I didn't bullshit around. I mean, I did, but I didn't." And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, this was only a 3.5 day trip for me, okay? I did not bullshit around. I got dispatched to head over towards Salt Lake City, Utah originally. They called me whenever I was in Boise and got the load information. Went over, had to backtrack about 30 miles back west, and I just hauled ass basically the entire way." And it said, "Okay, so how did you manage your hours?" And I said, "Well, sir, one night I done a 12.5 hour break. The rest of the time I only took 10s. That was it. Otherwise, I was on that road. Plain and simple. One night I pulled like 673 miles one night, which I couldn't believe, but anyway." And so I kind of bullshit around and started, I was talking with him and his wife. They were asking me some questions, "Hey, how long have I been driving? How long was I been with Schuster? What do I like the best part that I like working for the company? Where am I originally from? Family," and bullshit like that. So, it was really nice to, it kind of allowed me to de-stress and unwind for a change. And I had said, "Sir, I'm not trying to take too much of your time, but, how far away is Columbus, Ohio?" So he had said, "Ooh, that's going to be kind of tough." And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Well, that's a solid 2.5 hour ride." I'm like, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah, there's no real clear way to get to Columbus from here." I'm like, "Great." So he told me kind of how to get down here. So thankfully I punched in where a pilot should have been at, and and it took me about an hour and 45 minutes for me to go almost, give or take, about 88 miles. Last night got down to a pilot about I would say about 6:30 last night, and anyway, so stopped over there, and I mean, I was tired, guys, and I parked with an hour and 10 minutes to spare left on my clock, and you know, it was solid, you know, honestly. And thankfully, I don't reload until Tuesday, and I'm only like 20 miles away from my reload right now, which is great, you know, so I can get 34 reset in. And then I gotta take that right back up to Iowa, and I go home next weekend, so I'm looking forward to things. You know, what else? I got a little bit of vacation coming up, so to speak. My brother's coming to town in late April, early April. So I'm really looking forward to that. He is kind of aware of what I do here on YouTube, and I mean, that's both good and bad, to be honest with you. You know, it's good is that, you know, he knows what I do on here, but it's also kind of a bad thing, considering that you guys know what my other part of my channel is. Like how I said before, is I'm considering getting another channel just so I could keep the two separate. You know, if I do anything like that, I may name my other channel as Andy's Trucking. I mean, that's been one option for me. Another one is the Charlotte Freedom Trucking. I mean, I think I really like Andy's Trucking more, so to speak. Or, I don't know. I mean, there's just, I gotta do something else, guys. Really, I do, because if I want to continue to make other videos about how I am with my other stuff, I've got to be able to keep the two separate. Because there's a bunch of people at work that know what I do on YouTube, and it's, one of the recruiters has approached me. He hasn't said nothing to me, but I've heard of other people that are friends with this recruiter that have approached me regarding about my channel. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, if you will. You know, like how I said to you guys before, is I use YouTube as a multi-purpose platform for me. Is that, yes, I'm here to tell some story from the road. Yes, I'm here to talk about, you know, some of the things I've done, some of the things I've seen. Okay, and some of which is very interesting, and others, it's not so pretty at all. You know, I mean, it's a harsh reality being out here on this road. But there's also a deeper, darker side of me that you guys already are aware of. Is, as you guys know, I'm a DL. Okay, and just look those two letters on Google, and you'll see what I'm talking about, trust me. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying is, I've got to do something different, because if not, my worst fear is, and I'm sure I'm probably going to get some crap about this, is my worst fear really is actually getting the higher-ups at my company, and they see some of my stuff, and they realize, hey, we have this driver here at our company, and he's not necessarily putting a bad name for us, but he kind of is kind of weird, and we don't want him portraying our image to make as though that we're weird people. Okay, I'm afraid that the higher ups are going to say something to me, and I've said that to several of my friends that have worked for us, that are my friends, and I know a couple people that are actual subscribers to my channel. So I really gotta be cautious of how I do things and what I say, and you know, the way I see you guys is that's good and bad, because it's a good thing because I'm showing, you know, I'm portraying my image out there. I'm trying to tell you guys exactly of how I feel, of how things are, and I give an honest opinion. You know, you ask my honest opinion, I'm going to tell you the damn truth, regardless if you like it or not. But that's just my personal standpoint on things. Now, it's a bad thing because I have to be very cautious, and some of the things I say may not be always what people like to hear, okay? And if the wrong person gets a hold of this content, I have a lot of questions to be answering, and some of those questions may not be things I'm particularly fond of answering, if that makes any sense. Another way to look at it, guys, is, okay, if you guys know what my dark side is on here, then imagining you trying to explain that to your boss or to a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. Imagine trying to explain your private side if you know that that's something that a lot of people, they wouldn't necessarily like if they knew about. That's how I feel right now doing some of the things I do. Okay, I haven't talked about shooting, but you guys know that I haven't made any reviews for my other stuff in over a year. Okay, and there's a reason behind it. Trust me, I've had like 3 or 4 things I really want to review, and I think 2 of which would be very fascinating for you guys, honestly. And that's why I'm considering keeping the 2 separate. Is that one, I could talk about trucking and stories and talk to you guys regarding about shooting, because I know that a lot of people now I've heard of people that are out here on the road that are truck drivers that are also either hunters or shooters or whatever. So I would like to have one channel for that, and then the other having strictly from my private side that you guys know what I do. Okay, so just keep the 2 separate, and that way, in case if my company gets a hold of my primary channel, which is this, then you know, how do I say this? If my company gets a hold of my channel, then they could look back over the years I've done videos, then they could kind of decipher, am I still worthwhile keeping? Okay, I know technically by law they can't necessarily say anything to me because I'm not doing it here in the truck. Okay, that's on my home time, that's on my downtime, that's away from the truck. Because whenever I leave this truck, I may talk about trucking my family that first night that I'm home. Otherwise, I try to, as the old saying goes, what goes on the road stays on the road. So when I leave this truck, I try to forget everything about this damn truck. I hate to say, guys, okay, but I've got to have that downtime to where I can relax. I can let my guard down. I can feel more at ease, as you guys could imagine. Okay, so when me having this downtime, it's making me think, and it's also kind of making my brain ponder on things. Okay, I've thought about several different things, not only to improve my life, but also to, you know, how can I make myself better with the company? How can I make the image of Andrew that he wants to be this year? Okay, that's one of the reasons why I don't like taking 34s. Okay, that's what essentially I'm on right now, is a 34 reset, because my brain tends to ponder, think, and overanalyze, and anxiety and emotions, and, you know, I get tired, I get frustrated, I get depressed, I get happy, I get excited, you know, I get hungry a lot more whenever I'm down. So that's why I say I like to try and stay busy if I can, but that's not always feasible, because sometimes you just have to have that downtime. Okay, and as you guys can see, you know, I'm scatterbrained all over the place. But the point I'm trying to make here on today's video, guys, is at the very end of it all, I need to consider doing something. Okay, and it's going to make my channel better, or it could ultimately hurt me. But it can only get better from here, right? I hope so. Okay, because ultimately, I would like to have one of where I do videos out here on YouTube whenever I'm out here in the truck. You know, maybe I could show you guys regarding about some things I may cook, maybe of how I do trip planning, how do I cross-reference stuff, how do I how do I look at something the night before whenever I get to a receiver, you know, like maybe where to get a haircut at, or, you know, things like that. Excuse me. And then, you know, have my other channel whenever I do things at home, you know, such as maybe I do a review, you know, for you guys. I know that you guys would love to see more reviews on my darker side of things, like what I actually do, you know, because there's ultimately a couple products that you guys would really would like to see. Okay, I put them through their paces while I was on whenever I was on medical leave for my neck. And this right here, I don't know if you guys can see or not. Hopefully you guys can. But the scar has actually kind of improved since November. So, you know, I'd really like to start doing more videos, but it's kind of hard to do that if you know that you're being criticized. So it's just one of the things, I guess. So I'm sorry for the long video, guys, but you know, just let me know what you guys thought about in the video, please, as always. You know, don't forget to comment and subscribe. You guys get any questions, you guys know how to get a hold of me. You know, send me a personal email, or better yet, if you guys have a better future idea video, maybe put it here in the comment and down below. You know, and if you guys would like me to, I could send a special shout out to you. You know, if I think that that's a really good idea of a video, to which I could make something in the near future. You know, because I need ideas in order to put things out there. Because if I don't have ideas, how am I supposed to make videos? See what I mean? It's kind of like a two-way street. You guys feed me in, I put it out. You guys feed me in, I put it out. Okay? You know, I don't like to always talk about the same old, but you guys have got to understand with me is sometimes it gets real difficult to make videos because you don't know what you're up against. Okay? And this is my honest opinion on things. Okay? I know I'll be out here the entire month of March. April I'm busy. May I'm not so sure what I'm doing. May I'm probably going to be real busy with work just because that's ice cream season for us. June and July, anything can happen with that. I'm going to try and do a couple of things this year. So, but yeah, just send me those video requests, please. I got a couple of friends of mine that are sort of trying to help me on doing ideas, if you will. So, and I want to do a couple things for the company and see what my company thinks, and who knows, maybe if they have a public information or sort of like a company information analyst or something to deal with helping out our drivers in the future. I would like to try and do a couple of videos for a company, show it to the higher ups and see what they think, and maybe they could, shall we say, put something together. Maybe I could come into the office, or maybe I could help other drivers out. Who knows? You know, who knows? Maybe I'll be with the company for 20 years. I don't know. All I know is I'm worried about getting through here and now, and what's to come here hopefully next week or two. So until next time, you guys take care, stay safe. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, send me a personal email, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Peace.